Well, Matt, I am really sorry to hear about your finances. I told you not to invest in Counter-Strike skins as your main source
that's right. That's
of
right.
investment. How much did you lose? $1 billion or something when the market crashed?
Yeah, something like that. About $1 billion. Yeah.
Shouldn't have bought all those. I can't tell you what one skin is. The Karambit, is that good or something?
The
Dragon
Karambe.
Lore? Yeah. Dragon Lore? Yeah, you got a perfect.
I know Dragon Lore.
You
I know
got a
Dragon Lore.
mint condition Dragon Lore? Yeah, that shows you my CSGO.
$1 billion.
So, what happened? So the whole skin trading industry for Counter-Strike is valued at $4.5 billion, which is insane.
That's insane.
Totally insane.
That's actually insane.
But you've actually seen the skins on there trading for like over $100,000, and you're like, what is even happening? So Valve made an update and they changed the way that you could like trade up for skins or something like that. And it basically made it super easy to get skins that were like, worth these stupid amounts of money.
Yeah,
you can now get them.
Use lower quality skins to get a better skin.
Yes, and it basically wiped out. They're estimating around $2 to $3 billion worth of valuation in that market. So imagine if you bought a skin thinking it was going to be like, worth $50,000 and it was going to go up to $100,000, and all of a sudden it's worth $5,000 or even less than that now, or nothing, and you're just like, whoops.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, they have been cracking down a bit on the CSGO gambling stuff every now and then over, each year or so. Some new thing changes, but lessons learned, I hoped, for people investing heavily in CSGO, or I keep saying CSGO, Counter-Strike 2 skins, whatever, Counter-Strike skins. Kind of crazy. And it's like you've talked about the skin scene before, and you're just like, they're not really regulating it. It seems like they're actually looking into like bringing it down, one piece
Which
at
I
a
think
time.
is good, because I mean, I'm never going to celebrate people losing their money, because as you said, there's people. I wasn't one of the people that bought these skins. Even though you said I lost $1 billion. Man, can you imagine losing $1 billion? Anyways,
that would be a dumb thing to have $1 billion invested in.
Yeah, so I'm not like happy anyone has lost their money, but it's all digital scarcity, and it's a company that can do whatever they want whenever they want, and that's what they've done, right?
Yeah.
That's literally what they've done. It's not like they're making something and you have a physical object that keeps its rarity because it's rare.
Yeah,
to make.
And it's not a banking system that is insured by the federal government. So even if your money is digital, it's still insured if it's in a bank account. This is none of that. You got no safety measures, no safety net. You're just like, I don't know, I got some skins and people think they're worth $50,000 a skin. So it's interesting.
It's essentially NFTs is what they're dealing with, right?
NFTs before NFTs. And even within the NFT world, this is what's so funny about the NFT situation, because they're like, oh, they're minted and whatever. It's like, well, they just made a way for you to get them easier, and that just tanked the value. Nobody lost their skins. Nobody had their skins stolen. Right. They just tanked the value of it because they made it easier for people to get new skins.
It's essentially if Valve could be like, you know what? We want to give this gold skin that was normally at a 0.001% chance. We're bumping that up to a 1% chance. And all of a sudden, it's now worth something different. And they can do that whenever they want. There's nothing stopping them, right? And that's essentially what they've done. So, yeah, that sucks for the people that have lost a lot. But at the same time, it looks like Valve is trying to crack down a little bit on because it's kind of a gray market. It's pretty gray.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm sorry about your situation, and I've started a Matimio Counter-Strike skin GoFundMe.
I don't have any skins in Counter. I think I have one.
I have some ancient ones that are not good quality or anything like that.
I think I've got a purple. Is that worth a lot?
Oh, I can't.
Probably not.
Can't tell you. Why don't we talk about, well, first of all, let me welcome everybody to the Level With Me podcast. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for dropping by to our Wednesday podcast. And if you're listening to us record it live, thank you for being a Patreon member. If you want to become a Patreon member, check our video description. You can hear us record the podcast live, and you can stick around for our post-podcast show where we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff, mostly just F1 and movies and stuff like that. But, it's a good time. Regardless, we're going to bring you our thoughts on gaming every week. And what I can't wait to get to is Battlefield. They almost shadow dropped their Battle Royale.
Kind of did, yeah. I was convinced it wasn't going to come out on the 28th. There was rumors that their Battle Royale was going to launch on, the 28th, and it did. But there was no official hint other than a leak. They had nothing during the season 1 reveal. They even had patch notes that were like, hey, we've made these changes to the labs version of Battle Royale. And I was like, oh, well, clearly it's still a work in progress. Yeah. They're they're updating, letting people know in labs, what's going to be changing in the future. And then no, they're just like, here it is. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I should say, you and I have been given information on stuff early for some of the other things where they're like, hey, you get to see this early. I didn't get to see any Battle Royale early. I heard nothing about it. So I really didn't know it was coming. It was dropping today until yesterday when they were like, surprise, coming tomorrow. And because of that, because they didn't give anybody really early access to it or have any promotional stuff with content creators coming out, I immediately thought, oh no, this is going to be bad. I thought this is what companies do when they're just trying to sweep it under the rug and be like, don't worry about it. We're not going to overhype our game mode. It's not bad. It's fun.
I was gonna say, thankfully it's not too shabby. It is. I know everyone's been calling comparisons to Call of Duty, but it is Warzone with a Battlefield twist. It has a similar feel. It looks almost similar in a lot of ways when you're dropping on in, which I know doesn't really mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. But if you've played Warzone, you're gonna be kind of at home with RedSec. That's the name they went with.
It stands for Redacted Sector, Matt. How do you not know that? Okay.
I mean, they can have it mean whatever they want it to mean, but RedSec?
Also, Redacted Sector is a dumb name anyway. Even if you make this short, RedSec is dumb name. It very much is. Now, I'm not a Warzone aficionado. I've played it in various forms throughout the years. And the last time I played it, it looked a lot like what we're playing right now, which is you would get little airstrike call-ins. You would get your little weapon crates where you could get your favorite weapon from it. And you'd pick up some loot quickly, and it all had the same color coding and all that stuff. And it's kind of Warzone, but it's the Battlefield take on Warzone. And I do prefer it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the little that we've played so far, also, the time to kill feels a little slower than Warzone. Warzone, you can die instantly out of nowhere. It's GG, and I felt like I could actually react to firefights. I get behind cover and actually respond. Mm-hmm. The kind of the gameplay loop is just like any other Battle Royale. You got to get to the end. But what's nice is that if your squad wipes or you get taken out at the beginning, relatively at the beginning, there's no gulag system. You'll just spawn back in. So you'll just get back in. You get a second chance. It's nice. It keeps you in the lobby. You don't have to, go back to the main menu or anything. So that was nice. And then you have missions that you can decide to go on that will give you rewards. Some of them will be for weapons. Some of them will be for airstrikes, like you just talked about. And that can give you a little bit of an edge when you go against other squads. But I think the key difference is that right now, there's no way for you to actually get a loadout that you've made yourself that you can just pimp out with laser beam accuracy, which I think is what people like that in Warzone, but it means that it's less of that kind of organic Battle Royale where you're kind of scrapping to get to the end.
Right. So you can get your custom loadout in this one.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay, well then I've misspoken.
So we did it, and I think maybe you were unaware that we were doing it. So we played it a little bit right before recording this podcast. When you go to a weapons crate after doing a mission to call in a custom weapons crate for you, it will give you access to your weapons on your favorite list. Now,
okay.
If you don't set up your favorite list the way you like, then you'll only have access to whatever it defaults on there.
Okay, because for me it just because I haven't even bothered with the favorites list at all.
Nor
so
had
it just
I.
had like three. It just had like 3 defaults. So that I'm sorry because literally only played for a couple of hours right before the podcast started. So that I apologize for the misinformation.
I was playing a bit before you. I figured that part out, and then I forgot to communicate it to you when we started playing because there's just a billion things going on. And I was like,
because I got like 3 red weapons, and I'm like, oh, these look cool, but they're like they've got a couple of attachments.
Oh, you only
but
had
not
3? Yeah, you can get. There's like a list of 8 you can pick from or something.
I only had 3 because I just don't care about the favorite system. I just I'll just go to the weapon category, the one that I want. Okay, that's very good to know.
Yep.
So you can get your beamy weapon if you want. Yeah.
Yep. You can get whatever you want, whatever you've got unlocked basically in the game. You can custom build a weapon and then get that as your ultimate. Those are what red weapons are, I believe. I think all the red weapons in the game
you're right.
Are custom made weapons. And then when you kill somebody,
though, is that there's now I do know about this, is that you'll find little upgrade kits around the map where if you get a level 1 kit, if you have a level 1 weapon, you can then upgrade it if you have an SMG upgrade. So you can get and they'll give you like 2 options that you can decide, I want to get this more ammo or do I want to have less recoil? And then you can upgrade it again. And I think it goes all the way up to like purple in that way. You might be able to get to gold. But so I thought that was a neat way you find the weapon you want and then you upgrade it along as you go, which I thought was cool.
The only thing I don't like about that system, and in general, it seems to work pretty well, but like with a machine gun in game, I'll equip my machine guns to have faster ADS time because otherwise they're so sluggish. Yeah. And then in this, I got a machine gun and was upgrading it, and it never got faster ADS time. So it was just super slow and painful to use, even though I upgraded it to purple. So you you can sort of guide the upgrade path, but it's really in the hands of whoever decided what
RNG.
No, I don't think it's RNG. I think it's because they have set upgrades, right? Where they're like more accuracy or more bullets. And that's like what you choose each time. And then if you go for more accuracy, it doesn't give you faster ADS time. So
they're consistent every time, but you have to make the choice. I gotcha.
Yeah. So just some of the upgrade paths I don't fully agree with and how they would like kit out a weapon.
Fair.
Not a huge deal. I still like the system, and you can quickly take like a vector and start bumping up its ammo very quickly. And all of a sudden you got a little lethal SMG. Yeah. It's fun. It's not overcomplicated. It doesn't make you swap out optics and mags and suppressors and all this stuff on your weapons. The grenade system's a little, maybe overly simplistic, but I guess it just depends what you're going for. And then each class has sort of a perk that you bring into combat, and they're similar to what they are in a normal round, but a little bit tweaked or catered for a Battle Royale circumstance. So like recon, you get your recon UAV, which is actually pretty useful for quickly spotting guys trying to like push your building. You could play very campy, I think, if you had like a good recon, and you're just like, we're going to hold up in this building and recon's just going to fly his UAV and we're going to put down motion sensors, and then anybody coming in will absolutely massacre. But I've only played it duos. I played it earlier in the day with Tickle Me Pink, and then I played it with you and played quite a bunch. The vehicles are interesting. We didn't play vehicles much, but I played it a little bit with Tickle. And first of all, the choppers are like a completely different situation than Warzone choppers. Like, because you get the Black Hawk helicopters, they've got miniguns on the sides.
You can kill people from them. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were communicating and coordinating, and just in duos, especially when there's only 2 guys and they're just like running across an open field or a mountain range. You're just like, okay, let's just go kill those guys. And unless they shoot you out of the chopper before your minigunner gets them, that's it.
I think I could be wrong, because I was in a helicopter once and I noticed my health on the chopper was going down pretty steadily, and I think small arm fire does decent damage in this mode against helicopters. So it's not like when someone's in a chopper, they're this immortal god up there, unless you're like a crack shot with an RPG or something. Yeah, you can take them down just by laying into them. So that's at least good.
Yeah, we were just enjoying it, and they have limited ammo as well. So your miniguns can run out. So we had to like switch to the other side when the minigun on the right ran out, which was interesting.
That's cool.
The airstrikes are very effective against armor.
They're also very effective against infantry too. I was noticing those mortar strikes. Like as soon as it like called in, it was like, okay, we have to move now or we are going to die. And it's a pretty big area too.
Yeah. Well, and we played around too, where I was like, well, I'll just hide in this building and wait it out. It didn't work. Nope. I got absolutely blasted to smithereens.
Yeah, because the building crumbled around you, which is a big deviation from Warzone. That's that and the circle as well. I think those are the two big defining factors. Is that that and classes, I guess. Yeah. Is you can just straight up, if there's someone camping a building, just take out the building. You can tumble to the ground. It's awesome.
Now it's not quite what BF5 was, where BF5 had a lot of smaller buildings where you could really take them apart even as just a squad with RPGs and dynamite and stuff like that. The buildings in this some of them are skyscrapers. Some of them are huge. Yep. And so you're not just going to walk up to it and break it with, some dynamite instantly or something. Artillery strikes do some work, but the skyscrapers do come down in the city and it looks awesome. Smoke goes everywhere, creates a huge cloud of debris. And it works, I think, similar to the way that it works in BF4's Levolution, where you take down the big pillars at the bottom of the building and then the whole thing comes down.
And then it crumbles, yeah. The circle is also very slow. Like, I was concerned that people were going to get stuck. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, we've got to go, right? Because you play PUBG or something, and you can be in the zone for a solid, 5 minutes if you have the right gear. And you're just trying to travel from one side of the map over to the other. That's not a problem here. The map is reasonably sized, but it's not humongous. Yeah. And at no point was I ever worried when we were playing that I was going to be stuck and you don't get stuck in the zone anymore, because if you hit the zone, apparently you just instantly die. Yeah. So it's it's not a big deal, but it's something that you always have to be worried about if you are getting pushed by it.
Yeah. Well, and I found too, what would happen is you're really trying to loot something or get right to the edge or push it on the edge. And that's when you can die to the zone because you made a mistake. And you just got stuck or you took too long right up against the edge. But in that situation, it's kind of your fault. We were fighting some guys and it seemed like maybe they died to the zone because they were stuck up on a balcony and they're in a bad spot. If they jumped down, we would have killed them. And then we're like, are they coming? Oh, and then they just didn't. So I think
then they just died. We're like, okay.
Yeah. I think the zone got them. So it's cool. The graphics on the firewall are really cool and crazy. Yep. It doesn't make any sense as to what's happening exactly, but
why is there a circle? Why is it closing in? Video games.
We don't know. Yeah, it's RedSec, man. It's the redacted sector. You don't ask questions about the redacted sector.
Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a fire circle. And then when you get to the end, it's, last team standing wins. And then you extract on a helicopter and it's kind of silly. But I think it's fun. It's not innovative. And anybody who's saying that it looks like a Warzone clone is not really wrong. It is basically a Warzone clone.
It's very similar.
With a few small changes to make it more of a Battlefield game, where the vehicles are more Battlefieldy. They're better.
And that I think is where it will define itself. That and the destruction, because when we fought against a tank or a helicopter, it was awesome for me to place down some mines, and then they came into it. I got a big double kill out of it, which was super gratifying. I'm really curious to see how tanks will be in really organized 4-man squads, where you have this is where the squads the class system comes in, because you're going to want to have an anti-tank, but you're also going to want to have someone who can maybe repair your vehicles, and then someone who will revive faster, and then maybe someone who can figure out where the enemy's coming from, right? So it seems like having a full squad of different classes will be important. Not necessary, but important. And I'm looking forward to seeing how all that dynamic changes and how it plays out for actual coordinated 4-man squads.
Yeah. So there's kind of a super anti-tank weapon that...
a super anti-tank weapon?
So I experienced this a few times when playing with Tickle. One is there's two different types of airstrikes, right? There's the sort of artillery airstrike, and then there's a more precision airstrike that you can get that just drops one big bomb.
Okay.
If you call that in on a vehicle, it will laser beam that vehicle and kill it.
Oh.
And so there was a tank camping on the last circle, and it was just our squad and like another tank there. And we're like, oh God, how are we going to do this? He called it in and it insta-killed the tank.
Sick.
Then we called a vehicle, and this was actually really dirty. And I'm like, how do you fix this? Because we got a vehicle key. We extracted a vehicle from these massive vehicle trailers. It was an APC.
Right.
Somebody had called in an airstrike right on our spot as we're extracting the vehicle, and it killed us instantly as we're just driving it out of the trailer.
I mean, when you think about it, like, that's what an airstrike would be good for, right?
Which is fair, I guess. It was just sucked. We were just like, cool.
It's not fun. It sucks because you feel like you earned something, and then to have it be taken away instantly, it's never a good feeling.
Yeah, it's like a 4-step quest to get the vehicle locker key, and then you get the vehicle locker unlocked, and some dude's just like, airstrike, dead.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Yeah. So that was a little disappointing, but vehicles are not quite as OP as I thought they were going to be. You can definitely counter them. But they are fun. Even the Jeeps are fun, man. The 50 cal on a Jeep in duos, you can drop a duo before they realize what's happening. So it's good. I think it's fun, man. It's got all the Battlefield weapon mechanics, but in a classic style Royale, if we want to call it classic.
Royale
is here. But just like I'm expecting, and this is partially based on my stream chat while I was playing, Battlefield players, the core community, don't give a crap about it because it's a Royale.
Probably not.
And so I was seeing a lot of negativity and whatever about it, but I think it's fine. I think it's fun. I like playing it. Also, I was pleasantly surprised that the progression from Battlefield 6 works in the Battle Royale mode in RedSec.
Yeah, you level up weapons and stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's boosted. So like it seemed like it was kind of exaggerating the kills that you get in it versus...
Well, we did get a win, and it was in 20 minutes. It took us 20 minutes to get a win in duos, and we got 90,000 experience, which is a lot. Granted, it was a win, so...
Yeah, and we lost every time before that. So, I mean...
Don't say that. We won every time. Every single time.
In my heart, we won.
Yeah, we were together, so it was always a win.
Yes, exactly. So it seems like they've progressed the scoring over to that. And what's nice about that is now, if you're a Battlefield player, you really can just play like, oh, I'm going to play some Conquest. Oh, I'm going to play some RedSec. I'm going to play TDM, whatever. You've got all these options, and they're all going to give you score, and they're all going to rank you up and let you unlock your weapons and stuff. And it's kind of cool because playing RedSec, I picked up somebody's L85, and I was like, oh, sick. I'm going to use this L85, and I don't have that weapon unlocked in the main game yet. So now I'm getting attachments
make progress
for
on
it. Yeah. So I got like all these attachments for the L85 because it's a great gun. And so that's kind of cool. You start ranking up guns that you normally might not be using because you're just using whatever you find on the battlefield. And I like that. In fact, I would even push back against the whole notion of people getting their best guns. I don't think that's as fun when you get to just go to a weapon crate and get your favorite gun.
Well, that's why I was kind of hoping when I was talking about it, because I prefer it when you have to like get scrappy and upgrade your weapons along the way. I think that's for the best. Now, what I'm not sure about is I leveled up a like SMG and assault rifle and carbine, and by the end when I got to purple, I had like 57 rounds, and so most of the time when I'm using, what I'm curious about, and I just thought of this, is if you level up a weapon organically throughout the round and you get it to the max level, will that weapon essentially have better stats than if you went to a weapon crate and got your favorite one? Yeah. Will those be better? I don't know. I think that'd be worth testing though. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. It seemed like some of them pushed further, but I'm not an expert yet on every carbine and whatever, but you get 2 ammo unlocks for a carbine and it's got like 45 rounds in a mag and you're like, oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
So it really pushes them to like top tier loadouts very quickly.
Because for me, I think having something to fall back on, like a decent weapon that you've created for a round, much like in Warzone, but not like the best of the best, because I think it is cool to have to search and like get other loot than just, okay, I have my weapon, now we go and just kill everybody. I don't know. For other battle royales, I like when it's scrappy the entire time, and you're always looking for something else.
So one of my favorite things from like, I don't know, PUBG or something is when you make it to the end with a crappy little gun and you're like, oh, I beat that dude. He had a kitted out M4 and I just had this whatever nothing burger weapon and I won. And that can still happen in this, but I noticed a lot of people running around with their red weapons, which are the customized guns, a little too frequently for my liking. That would be like a small point of feedback on that. And then I think the big feedback from me is more just like, they didn't really innovate much. They just sort of took Warzone and didn't do much. And you could say that's kind of in theme with what the rest of BF6 is as well. They
played it safe. They
played it very safe, and RedSec is also very safe. I'm curious to see how it does on like the bigger streaming platforms, because it's not a giant deviation from Warzone. Is that going to make it more exciting, less exciting? Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see if that's the right play for a Royale, which seems to kind of live or die sometimes based on the streaming success of them as well.
Well, there's currently 300,000 viewers right now watching it on Twitch alone.
Is that, I know that's good in general, but is that good for like a big game launch?
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not insane, but it's pretty good. And you've got some big streamers out here. Shroud's got 47,000, people watching right now, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things, progress for the next, month. After a month, we'll probably know if it's here to stay.
Yep. And what they should add is a little bird, Matt. There should be There should be a little bird in one of those weapon trailers. They should just like...
It just opens up. There's a little bird.
That would be sick. And then I could just get a little bird and just run.
Be cool.
It'd be so upsetting to lose the last circle to a little bird pilot. You'd just be like, what the hell?
Granted, it might be hard to fly around in the final circle with a little bird because you don't have a lot of room to move around.
Oh, Matt, you missed one of the greatest kills in RedSec of all time. Me and Tickle were playing, and we're in the Black Hawk helicopter, just flying. Somebody respawned back in and got cut up in our blades on the way down to the battlefield. And we're just flying. All of a sudden, just the little dude goes poof, and we get a kill. And I went, what? Huh?
That's sick.
It was kind of amazing. I like it. I think they've done enough to make it like a really fun little distraction. I don't know if it can go toe to toe with the big boys, but also, are there big boys in the Royale genre still? Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, maybe not as popular in terms of content creation, but I think Warzone and Fortnite in particular, I think is still doing quite well. I think Fortnite still kicks a lot of ass.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not in that ecosphere, right? That ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, now we did get to, speaking of ecosystem, we did get to see the new Battle Pass that they launched with Season 1. Mm-hmm. So far, just skimming through it, the cosmetics seem fine.
Fine.
A little maybe modern, future-y slightly, but not too crazy. Mm-hmm. Kind of like somewhere in between BF6 and BF 2042, sort of in that realm, dialing like a dialed back 2042, basically.
Yeah, I'm not really getting 2042 vibes, but I know that the community has been very upset with a few of them. There was I don't know if it was a leak or if it was showcase something. It was like 20 skins, and a lot of them look fine. They look okay, but then there was a few that had color. And boy, that upset the Battlefield community. And I get it. I get it. They want the game to, as advertised, it looked like NATO, with camo, and they all looked very similar, and it looked aesthetically like you were in a war. And now you've got some deviation.
There's some more color in there.
It's rustled feathers, and I think rightfully so to some extent, but maybe not to the extent that some people have taken it.
They're entering a tricky spot because they now have RedSec and Battlefield combined, because they're all feeding off of the exact same weapon attachments, progression, and skins. So all of that content merges together seamlessly. And now you go, okay, well, if I want BF6 to look like a military shooter, and then I'm getting all these purple camos from RedSec, now I've got these purple camos coming into my military shooter, and yeah, people get upset. I do understand it. I think the core Battlefield audience doesn't like some of it. It hasn't gone overboard, in my opinion.
I don't think it's super overboard. Because like I said, it's only a couple of skins. Like there's the blue one in particular. They're calling it the Windex skin, and I get it. But then you have people that are at the extreme and showing like My Little Pony skins for the next season. Like this is where we're heading. It's like, come on, guys. If you looked at it with no color, it would be a normal skin. It's just the fact that it has color, right? Yeah. So I get why people are upset. But also, what was I saying? I think the reason why maybe we're seeing some of these is that EA and DICE probably are not super confident that they can just do straight up tactical military gear for forever, because they just probably don't think it will sell very well.
How
or
many
they're gonna run out of
zebra
ideas.
stripes can you do?
Right?
Like, we did zebra stripe in green and brown, and now we're out of options. Oh God, yeah,
right. And they're in a tough place because I think they're trying to walk this fine line, because at the end of the day they're trying to make money. Like, and this live service is the way that they do that. That's the vehicle of which they make money. We don't have a premium service, so they can't go back to that, or because it just. I mean, maybe they could, but
well, you can buy the battle pass now. Yeah,
right. So battle passes are what we're going to expect, and they have to buy, and there has to be skins in there, and they have to come up with something creative because they want people to buy it, and that's how we get future content. And so they're in this place where it's like, we want future content, but we also want the content that's coming to be authentic to the game, and that's the rub, right? That's where the friction's happening.
Yeah,
it's tough.
And this has also been, even before this game, problems in the past with DICE they're trying to mix so much stuff into one experience that it waters down the collective experience, because you can't just make Conquest as good as Conquest could ever be. You've got to have kits and modes and gadgets that are good for other game styles too. And so not everything is designed specifically for one thing, and it gets watered down. I think, given that they're never going to walk away from that game plan, because that just seems to be the game plan, like for now and ever.
Like battle passes and stuff?
Yeah, I think they've done a decent job of making things work across a lot of different modes, all things considered, like with the weapons and all that stuff. So they're doing all right. Did you play the new map yet? The
I've not, no.
Oil?
I've heard
I forgot what it's called.
Not great from some of the community, but I haven't played it myself.
Maybe I'm in the minority here. It can be a tough map because I think they may have put too many vehicles on it, and it's not huge.
Like, I heard it's very open.
It's very open, and there's a lot of vehicles. So if you're not in a vehicle and you're just running around, you're probably going to get killed by a vehicle. When you are in a vehicle, oh boy, the eating is good, Matt. I had a round where we came back from like a 600 point deficit on Conquest or something crazy, And we're just in a tank, just absolutely nuking people. And it was fun. The map is really pretty. It looks good. But it's a vehicle user map. And I think what's happening right now is you're getting a lot of people that are used to these practically infantry only experiences that just about every map is offering. Even if there are vehicles, you see them like once in a blue moon and you're like, all the infantry killed it, so we're fine now. But this map is sort of like the revenge of the vehicles, basically.
And it's smaller too, so it's just you're hitting vehicles left, right, and center.
It's too small. I don't know why they don't want to go bigger with stuff. The choppers can take off and you're getting locks like as you go up 100 feet and you're like, lock on. You're like, wow, what's happening? I'm in my deployment.
Right.
So it's too small for the amount of vehicles that I think are on it. And they could have dialed it. I think they really wanted to get jets on a map. And it's like, I don't think I've seen jets on a map this small before. It's ridiculous.
Something like maybe no shark canals.
Yeah, Yeah, they did have jets on that.
Jets had, yeah, and the flight ceiling in Battlefield 3 was so tiny. You could go up just a little bit, and then that was it. And then you were out of bounds.
That's probably a decent reference, to be honest. And even in No Shark Canals, I felt like there was more space. In No Shark Canals, you had a little more places you could go with the chopper.
Very narrow. It was very narrow.
More like near. Yeah. So, I think this map is all right, but I haven't played it extensively. Okay. It could be very enjoyable if you're a sniper. I tried to play engineer a bunch and fight the tanks. It was frustrating. You're fighting a tank and you just get shot in the side. Granted, I was on a couple of rounds where our team was just getting steamrolled anyway. So it's hard to judge, when you're on a match where you're just like, we're all getting blasted and either I hate this map or I just hate this match that I'm playing. When I played it in the early access playtest with press and community members, I had a blast on it, but nobody was playing it tryhardy. So it was hard to judge from that point. The next map that's coming, I think everybody's going to agree is fantastic. It's
the suburbs map.
Yeah, it's kind of like the golf resort area of the RedSec map. And it's great. It looks cool. There's fun destruction. Like it's beautiful looking. So I think that'll do well. And maybe the oil fields map is more personal preference. But if you like vehicles or sniping or just fighting tanks, you'll have fun on this one. But we've played all the Battlefield games. We played, what was Armored Conquest, Armored Kill, something like that. What was that DLC?
Armored Kill.
Yeah. Yep. That DLC for BF3 that was just like
right after Close Quarter DLC.
Yeah, it was massive maps, only tanks, and if you didn't have a tank, you were not having a fun round.
It had
this
its
is
moments,
not that
but
bad.
I feel like that DLC over the long run wasn't as popular as the others for that reason.
Because I think it was very problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you weren't in a vehicle, it was yeah. I know a lot of people want that slower paced gameplay for Battlefield, but then when you actually kind of get it, you could argue it was bad map design, or what have you. But a lot of people are not going to just defend an objective for 20 minutes, right? They're not going to just sit there waiting for a tank to come by. That's just not the style of Battlefield like it was back in Battlefield 2 days, and then Project Reality, which is what a lot of people now start kind of like, that's what they think of when they think of Battlefield back then.
Yeah.
It's just not really that anymore. So I don't expect to see things at that scale again, because that was a sick map. Like the giant mountain map was gorgeous. Yeah. But if you were not in a tank, you were huffing it, and it was going to be a while.
Yeah. And this is not that bad, but they've also shrunk it down, which it's a problem in itself.
They need to increase the size. Like, we can find a happy medium where infantry can actually enjoy the game, but also have some space to move, right? And flank.
There are some really cool visuals in this map with like the grass is burning on the hills. You got smoke coming up everywhere. The sun's really low set. And while that sounds super annoying, somehow it's not. They positioned it nicely. So it's kind of off to the side. So you're not always staring into it. It just looks cool. I hope it balances out well, and they could probably just take a few vehicle spawns off of it and it would probably play a lot better. Like remove a tank, an APC, and a Jeep or something.
Well, I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah.
But
the new armored vehicles that they added that are like these kind of, they're APCs basically.
Support Jeeps.
Yeah. They take way too many shots to take down. It's
really,
it's not really fun to fight against them because you shoot them and you expect them to go down and you're like, 1 RPG shot, 2 RPG shots. How many RPG shots do I need to kill one of these?
1, 2, 3.
Because it looks like a Jeep. You expect it. I'm not even a fan of it. You
expect it to blow up like a Jeep.
Yeah, well, even normal Jeeps don't explode with 1 RPG anymore. Everybody has time to get out safely. And I'm like, this is boring. Like, I miss the days in which you could just rocket a Jeep and kill everybody in it. And it was that. Yeah, that's what they get.
Long are those days, unfortunately. Yeah,
I know. I miss it, man.
I do too.
So yeah, everything's just more resistant to RPGs now, and people are ruining the day a little bit on this map, I feel. But I like it. I think it's cool. Maybe I'm in the minority, but
okay. Well, that's all that matters. You enjoy it. That's good for you, because you're the one that's playing it.
I mean, you can do some work with an attack helicopter on that map. It's just you have to be like a ninja. You have to just be low lying in the back hills and then pop up to your strafe run and then get back before somebody rockets you immediately. But you're also flying low, which makes you an easy target for tanks and RPGs. And I shot down a couple of choppers with tanks when I was playing today. So it's tough, but it's cool. Yeah. I think overall, this is a pretty big win for their first season. I mean, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think RedSec's it's free to play also. And I was trying to figure out how that's going to integrate to the normal game because it just shows up in your normal Battlefield 6 client if you bought the game. And I was kind of curious to see what that interface looks like if you don't own Battlefield 6. Like, it seems like you're going to get access to all the weapons and modifying all the weapons because you need them for RedSec to unlock them. So seems like you'll have the same progression system that everybody in the base game has, but you will only have access to RedSec, which is kind of cool. And it seems like a very good way for DICE to try and lure people into buying the full experience. I mean, like, hey, don't you guys want to just play like in an experience that isn't a Royale the whole time? They go, yeah, that sounds fun. I think it's a good idea. I think they finally set this up properly because you can look at everything that they've done in the past with that terrible extraction game. I can't even remember what it's called anymore.
Hazard
Zone, dead on arrival, complete disaster, completely missed the mark.
Dead on arrival.
Yeah. One of the worst things I've ever seen DICE do. And then we had Firestorm before that, which I thought had a huge amount of potential. Similar in many ways to this, but it wasn't done. Like they clearly hadn't figured out looting.
And it was attached to a game that wasn't very popular at the time.
Yeah. BF5 had a rough launch and then they're like, and now for Firestorm. And everybody's like, the game is a disaster, man. So this is by far the best showing that DICE has made of any Royale experience, which is not a high bar for them to beat, but it's pretty competent overall. It's just not like mind-blowingly exciting, which I would argue games like Arc Raiders are.
I think the theme is they're playing it safe. They wanted something that works, but it's not going to do anything vastly different. Really, it's just the destruction and classes. And then just Warzone. Just Warzone with classes and destruction.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Arc Raiders, it's with this podcast going live on Wednesday, it's dropping tomorrow, I believe.
Oh yes,
Thursday.
Yes.
Are you pumped?
I'm very pumped, dude. This is my most anticipated game because all the other games I was anticipated for have already come out. We're near the end of the year, and this is kind of like the last big one that I'm crossing my fingers sticks to landing.
I think it will, man. So I got to play one of the new maps early, and
can you talk about it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And the visuals on it are one, incredible, and two, like it has this. It's very open, very mountainous, and then it's got these massive tunnel networks underneath it.
Yeah,
and the tunnels are so cool because they're like littered with cars that have just like been abandoned. So you're like crawling through these cars, and then there's massive spider robots chomping through the cars and like searching for you with lights. And like we just had,
is it new? Are they new robots?
No, it's all the same stuff that you've seen before. But when you see like a giant, one of those big sentinels with the miniguns on it, what are they called? I forgot.
Bastions.
When you see a bastion in a dark tunnel searching for you, and then it's shooting, and you're like diving between cars.
That's sick.
We had this epic cinematic moment where you're like on these catwalks crawling over the bastion, and there's like a big gap in the catwalk, so you have to jump it, and it's not long enough. It's too big of a gap to land the jump. You have to like grab the ledge, and the bastion like sees us as we're running across, and it starts unloading as we're like leaping and pulling ourselves up this catwalk. And I was like, this feels like a movie. It feels like a scripted experience, but that's kind of what Arc Raiders does to a degree. You're playing it and you're like, man, this game looks so like every corner of it is just polished to a way where you're not reminded that you're playing a game because the AI are so convincing. They do things in a way that makes them feel more realistic. The audio design's so incredible. the little, have you seen the piccolo in the game yet? The little flute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play music. It's
I
cute.
think it's hilarious. Like it's very funny. And
that's what I've been most impressed by. Not the piccolo, but the
audio design.
The audio design and just the level of immersion. I was watching some other content creators who were expressing frustration because I think they were expecting this to play more like a Battle Royale, where you're only really going after other players, and they were either ignoring or mainly getting frustrated by the robots. They're like, I don't want to fight robots. It's like, well, then this may not be the game for you. Yeah. Because personally, I love that they're a threat. They did say that they were too good during the server slam. They came out with a little article, said that they were seeing through bushes, but they shouldn't have been able to do that. Yeah. So they were acquiring targets too quickly, which I thought was more than fair because I felt like they were because I didn't feel like I could hide from them.
Agreed.
But at the same time, it's so goddamn cool to have to worry about like the AI in a way where they're a threat, because so many other games, it's just either they're not a threat at all, or there's like Tarkov where you just kill scavs and then you get laser beamed by a rogue who kills you out of nowhere. And that's not fun, right? And so I like that there's more dynamic and there's so many different variations of them. And you have to think about the combat situation depending on what you're going against. Is it a bastion in the hallway? Is it a leaper in the hallway? Oh, you know, all those different things. And yeah, I think it makes for a better experience, personally.
Yeah. I 100% agree, and I think because their AI are so good, the AI are the third party to a degree in the game.
Yeah.
And there was a round where we were playing, you, me, and I think Tomo, and there was a firefight, and there's a squad to our right, and there's a way for them to flank around to the left, and I checked it, and there's a bastion there, and I'm like, they're not going to try and get past the bastion. We'll be fine. And then you go back to the right side flank, and you just know that AI is too tough for them to like even risk it. It would be stupid for them to do it. And that's a cool element. You wouldn't find that as much in other games where people are going, do we want to fight the AI or the players? Usually they go, okay, well, AI would be easy. Not in this game.
Right.
No. There's an AI over there. If you see a Rocketeer, you get the heck out of there, man. Like, Rocketeer's a death sentence. What's hilarious is
that like a Rocketeer will show up and then both teams will scatter, like they'll scatter. And I love that because like thematically it's so perfect, right? I love that it's a threat, right? Like they're the thing that's trying to kill humanity and they are good at it and you have to respect it. And it just adds to the setting more. And I know that may not be to everyone's liking and they wanted to be like, I just want to fight players, but it's cool to play something that's different and it's cool to have something fresh, and I think that's what Arc Raiders is excelling with.
Yeah. I've had so many little firefights where like mid firefight, one of those little rolling ball drones that explodes in a fire hits a guy, and I'm like, oh, I got this now. You know, like the AI got my back on this one.
Yeah.
And it's just cool because you're like diving through rooms, trying to move quickly, outsmart each other, and then you run into a robot. And you're like, oh crap, the tables have turned. And it's just fun. I can't wait for the launch tomorrow. The progression, man, I've just been thinking about progression in this game where I'm just like, oh, it'll be so nice when I get that skill and then that skill, and then I can upgrade my stamina, and then I can upgrade my crafting, and then I can upgrade
I can be the best little rat going around and looting everything nice and quiet. Oh yeah.
I'm so excited to play this game in solo. Have you used the stealth pistol that you can kind of craft in the main?
I haven't, but you can take different things out silently. You can't really do a lot of damage, but you can take out robots and things that normally would have alerted everyone to your presence.
It's also not a bad starter weapon for engaging with another player, especially in solos where you're just like, and they can't quite dial you in. And then by the time they dial you in, you just switch to some other loud weapon and just drop them. And it's great because, and then you take out the arc silently, and now you're this little rat lurking through the bushes, killing your arc robots, completing your quests, looting up, getting out of there quickly. And then there's fun ways to play. And I imagine that they're going to expand on those things as much as possible. And if Embark has proven anything, it's that they can take their core concept and either evolve it or refine it like to a perfect degree, which I think is what they've done with the finals. They've really refined the finals, and they go back and they fix maps that you're like, that's a great map. I love this map. And they go, yeah, but it has some problem areas. And then they go back and they change all the platforms on one of their maps. And you're like, oh yeah, it plays way better now. And it's just cool to see a company do that rather than just say, no, we only look forward at future content. They go, oh, let's go back to the old content and make it even better. So I can't wait to see them apply that same mentality to our creators.
So you like the map though?
Yeah. New map is gorgeous. I mean, all the maps are gorgeous. It's not going to like be more gorgeous than you were expecting, but
but it fits the theme and it fits the
you're
already established aesthetic, right?
I think you're in like the Italian Alps, so it's like it's like kind of Monte Grappa aesthetics, and then there's like
is the majority of the map on the top, or is it underneath in the tunnels?
You could spend a good amount of time in the tunnels, but I think the majority is on the top. But there's some lengthy tunnel networks. Like when you start going into these buildings or underground and you're just like, whoa, we've been under here for a while. And there's a lot of different ways. And we were fighting in this tunnel with this party. And then another party did third party us from the backside. And we're like, where the heck did these guys come from? I thought we were in a linear tunnel, but no, it's a complex tunnel network that branches off to other areas. So
did it have snow?
No, that is a different map, I believe, that will be coming after launch, from my understanding.
Oh, because I thought there's going to be 5 maps at launch, right?
4 maps at launch. So
I thought there was 5. Damn it!
I think they might have announced 5 early on and then maybe changed it. Maybe they decided that the 5th needed a little more TLC.
Well, okay. If they're now, if you're having a launch trailer including a snow map, that better be in the game at launch, right?
Maybe it'll come like the week after launch. Who knows?
Okay. You see where I'm coming with that. It's like if you're going to sell a game that's got snow maps and there's no snow maps, that kind of seems lame.
I know. People like their snow maps. And once you tease them with
I do like my snow maps.
And our graders with a snow map, can you imagine how good the sound is going to be? Crunching the sound as you run around?
You're just like hunkered down in, a building and it's snowing outside and that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear the crunching of an enemy nearby. Oh,
I know. I'm excited for it. Also, I just like that they made an apocalyptic game in like I think it takes place in Italy, So you're in an Italian apocalypse and it's just gorgeous, Yeah.
It really is.
So I'm going to be playing the crap out of that tomorrow and I can't wait. Should get some, maybe we'll get some games in, Matt.
Sounds good.
And then you've been playing the other mega title that
mega extraction shooter
everybody's been waiting for. This is the real title that we've been talking about, little baby games over here with their battle royales and extractions. This is the extraction shooter. You want to tell people about it?
Escape from Dukov. You might be thinking, Dukov? Yes, I did not stutter or have some weird lisp. It is a Escape from Tarkov clone. There's no getting around it, but it is
huge
ducks.
Surprise. Yeah,
it's ducks, and the story of it is that something happened on the planet of Dukov, and your job is to build yourself a spaceship to escape Dukov. So it actually has more of a story than
That's true. That's the funniest thing about Tarkov. It's called Escape from Tarkov. And what percentage of the community do you think actually understands the meaning behind that title?
I mean, apparently you can escape from Tarkov with a 1.0 update. There's going to be like a quest line that'll allow you to quote unquote escape. And I think that might be the prestiging system, but it's not out yet. And this game is out yet and it is done. So it starts off really easy. It is isometric. I should say. So it's like top down.
Oh,
isometric. It's not a first person shooter. There's also no PvP. So it's purely PvE. And they ease you into it where you fight off, you're just fighting like pretty easy enemies. You get weapons. Think Tarkov, but ducks. Like
and
through
top
and
down.
I mean, and top down. Yeah.
And PvE only.
And PvE only. But you have to take it slow and methodically. There's different difficulties. You can be baby mode if you want, all the way up to they'll just like nuke you instantly to it's like nuts. and you have the progression where you have quests, you have other people, you build like a base and you get your stashes, you upgrade your stashes, you upgrade your character, all the stuff you would expect in a game like this.
Yeah.
But it's a cute aesthetic of a duck. There's bosses.
What's going on with bird games,
enemies.
Matt? There's that bird FPS that came out a little while back. What was that one called? Do you remember?
I can't remember that one. No,
it was like
there was like a Rust duck game.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember what it was called.
Duck Rust. No, I don't know what it was called. But
yeah.
What is going on with bird-inspired titles?
I don't know.
Like, if we're gonna rip off a game, let's do it with style. Ducks.
What's funny? What the thing is like they aren't just like so it sounds like a meme, and it is, but it's actually like polished and well made, and there's different varieties of enemies. They have like it is a fully fleshed out game, like 100%. But it also, there's quests where you will need to plant like trackers onto like a box. Mm-hmm. You'll have to plant water because people have run out of water. Literally, quests from Tarkov are quests in this game. So they didn't just take the aesthetic, they took like everything. And it's kind of wild.
I wonder if this was the plan from the start, or if at some point, like 2 years into development, they're like, I don't know if we got any marketing potential, guys. We need to come up with something. They're like, what if it was ducks, you know? King Arthur from Monty Python and the Holy Grail walks in and he's like, a duck. And everybody goes, oh, yes.
Oh,
what a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very silly, but it hit huge player counts.
Yeah, because I think it's a Chinese game.
Okay.
And I think it is doing very well in China. Mm-hmm. And it reached over 250,000 concurrent players, which was more than Battlefield had at the time. Like, there was a moment when Dukov had more players than Battlefield 6, and Battlefield 6 has been killing it. So
it's so insane. It's because it's the year of the duck.
Maybe that's why.
I don't know if that is one of the.
I don't. Probably not. I don't think it is. No, that's not it. It says there's 0 people playing right now. That doesn't make any sense. But it got up to a peak of 300,000 concurrent players.
That's insane. Yeah.
That is insane.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. For a Tarkov rip. So this should be a lesson for the company that's trying to rip off the Robo Dinosaur game, Horizon Zero Dawn. I can't even remember what the ripoff is called anymore.
I can't either.
Something like.
But what a ripoff it is.
Yeah. It's like, this should be like, look, these guys ripped off Tarkov, but they did it with ducks. So like, and they didn't even hide it because they called it Dukov. Like, they got away with it because they changed enough stuff. Just change it. It didn't have to be cyborg dinosaurs. You could have made something else, but.
They've done steampunk or something.
Yeah, steampunk dinosaurs. There you go. I'll play that game.
I'd play the hell out of that. You kidding me?
Yeah. You've been playing more Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Did we talk about that last time? I don't remember.
I thought you played it a little bit, but maybe
I played
not.
Jurassic World Evolution 2. Oh. Evolution 3 has now come out.
Okay.
And it's bigger and better in some ways.
Bigger
I played
dinosaurs?
the campaign. Well, so the big things is that it's the same people that I believe made your like Planet Craft or Planet Coaster games.
Okay.
Where you can go in and you can individually place assets. They give you like a huge asset list, and you can go on in and you can adjust it however you want. I haven't really touched that, but they give you the freedom to do so. So you can have enclosures that are wholly unique, and it's not just defined by the fences that you normally could bring in. You can actually make like a giant rock structure that would block them. So it just looks more organic. You have more creative freedom to make the park that you want to make, which I thought was really cool. But also, there's baby dinosaurs now. The dinosaurs can get all, down and funky and make babies. And you'll have juveniles that will wander around. They have different needs compared to the adults, and you got to make them happy with that. And it's just a solid theme park management game where it's all about. You think it's
better than the previous ones?
I have been enjoying it more than the previous, yes.
Cool.
But it is still more of the same. They're not doing anything crazy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the first one. I didn't play the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all the ideas about it. The only parts I didn't like were kind of some of the jank, when you're trying to get a mechanic to work the way it should work and it doesn't. And then you're like, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
So that was my only downside. So is this one a little bit more polished than that?
It feels very polished. I haven't really encountered any major flaws at all.
Okay.
It basically just takes what the older games did and expands upon it more, mainly because you are going to be having the juvenile babies and stuff like that. Like all that's really fun. But I personally like the roller coaster games more because you can make your own coasters, you can make your own rides.
Yeah.
And in this you can make your own environments and they look really nice, and you can, make a cool little pen for your dinosaurs. And if you love dinosaurs, it's super cool, but you really have to like dinosaurs because you're not going to be making cool loop-de-loops and like crazy rides for your park goers. At the end of the day, you're making enclosures for dinosaurs, and that's the meats and potatoes of the game.
But the dinos do walk around and they'll eat stuff or they'll eat each other or whatever. Yeah. And so they can do stuff.
Yeah. You can put a T-Rex in the pen of other herbivores and it will start kicking ass.
Yeah.
Right. And you can even make them more aggressive too. You can breed them in a way where they'll be more powerful or they'll be more aggressive and they'll just start killing stuff if you want to do that. Yeah. That is possible. Yeah.
Do they in the other games, dinosaur outbreaks were a common thing. Do they? That still happens
That's
here?
in this too. They have weather events which will make things more challenging, where like a snowstorm will hit and then you have less visibility and your stuff will start breaking. And so like all of a sudden your gates no longer have power, and the dinosaurs are angry during a storm, so they're more likely to go through those fences and start wreaking havoc on your park goers. So I'm doing the campaign, and it kind of gives you a bunch of different parks that you can work on at any time you want. You can kind of bounce between them, right, with different challenges. And there's this group called No Evolution, I think, that is trying to make it harder for you. So they'll try to sabotage you in certain ways to make your
No Evolution.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It hasn't been too debilitating. I think later on, I could be wrong. They could start maybe opening up the pens or shutting things down so that they can get out easier. It is a Jurassic World game, so.
Would you be anti them cloning dinosaurs in real life, Matt?
No, I think it'd be so goddamn cool to see dinos in real life. Are you kidding me?
There'd be so much money to go to a dinosaur theme park. Yeah. Oh, it would be dope.
It'd be really cool.
It's funny because we're like, here's the warnings from all these movies. Yeah. Don't do it. And in real life, we're like, definitely do it. It'd be so cool.
Do it. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some questionable ethical side of things for that.
It's probably the last species you want as an invasive species.
Yeah.
Yeah, so velociraptors are populating in the North Americas. This isn't great.
The one complaint I have, and this is just for the campaign, I don't know if you can change the difficulty. Maybe you can change the difficulty with the sandbox mode. Yeah. It's really easy. I at no point ever worried about money. I'm just flooding in. Like once you have a basic understanding of how the mechanics and how to set things up, and you've got food and water situated, throughout your entire park, you're just making money hand over fist, and there's no way that you run out. So I'm never thinking like, oh, do I want to get the research for this dinosaur so we can bring in, a potentially really lucrative dino later on? It's like, no, just do it. Just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Because we have hundreds of millions of dollars just flowing in, right?
You got that dino money, baby.
We got that dino money, yeah. So that would be my one critique, is that it's not really hard. It's fun to make the park and manage the park, but it's not like a challenge to do it, if that makes any sense.
Okay. It sounds fun. It sounds fun. I liked the first one a lot. I played it just because I wanted a fun little builder game, and managing a dinosaur theme park is fun. So I'm glad to hear that the third one's doing well. Also, it sounds like if they're on Jurassic World Evolution 3, I think the titles have been doing all right. So hopefully they'll just keep making it. It's going to become The Sims, man. Dino theme
Yeah,
park.
it's sitting at
simulator.
very positive right now on Steam, so I'm not the only one who seems to be enjoying it.
Cool. That's really good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than playing Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6 till my eyeballs fall out, we finished watching season 3 of The Diplomat. I recommended that to you last time. I don't know if you checked it out.
I haven't. No.
Solid political writing. Starts to break down a little bit. They start saying stuff that I'm like, what? They start saying stuff where they're like, if England finds this, then they'll declare war on the United States. I'm like, I don't think they would. That would be weird.
All of England?
Yeah. So they start saying stuff like that randomly throughout the season. And I'm like, okay. Seems a little extreme and unrealistic, but nonetheless, I enjoy it. Good cast, good acting.
Nice.
Drama-y, a little soap opera-y, but fun.
Yeah, I heard there's some naughty talk that they get involved with in season 3.
Naughty talk. I don't know.
Yeah. That doesn't matter. I could be wrong. I just heard.
Okay.
Through the grapevine. Yeah.
Through the grapevine. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know what you're referring to. So
then maybe like I said, I haven't seen it. I'm only basing off of what I've heard.
Gotcha. Yeah, they try and make it a little more sexy in season 3, and it's fine. They don't go overboard with it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But that's good. I'm almost done with my next Expanse book, and it's solid.
You must be getting close to the end.
Yeah, I've got like an hour or two left on the audiobook for book 2, and I'm just like, you better not kill off another character, because they're
all of them are gonna die.
It's getting Games of Thronesy over there, where I'm just like, all right, guys, like let's stop offing people. Can't we all just
get through this?
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, but it's fun. I can't wait to conclude that series. I probably won't do the little side books because I know they've written a bunch of novellas about side characters and stuff. But if I get really bored, then I'll check those out. They do write space battles incredibly well.
Nice.
And it's fun. I just can't get over enough like ships doing strafing passes on each other. I'm just like, yes,
do it again. Go again.
Yeah. Describing shooting down like hundreds of torpedoes with PDCs, and you're just like, yes, so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. I can't get enough of it. How about you? What else? Even
I haven't really. I mean, I've been reading a book, but the thing that the only other game I played was Outer Worlds 2, and I only played it for one night because it was fine.
Okay.
I don't know if you played. I never played Outer Worlds 1.
I didn't play
but
it.
It's Obsidian's new RPG, and what I was impressed by is dialogue. A lot of dialogue, and your choices matter, and the fact that your character has different skills that they're proficient at will dictate what kind of dialogue will pop up. And I thought that was cool. It's like, oh, so if you're just like a dumbass, like it will give you different dialogue choices, or if you're skilled in speech or what have you, right? It's which is really cool. Mm-hmm. I think that's great. And you can like really dig into these characters and ask them like all sorts of questions, and they'll respond to you. And the voice acting's great. But beyond that, I found the actual like moment-to-moment combat, because that you can see that as gameplay, right? Like there's literally games that are designed just around talking to each other. Mm-hmm. I found the combat to be kind of
okay.
You're shooting aliens, shooting people, and it was only okay. It didn't grip me the way I wanted it to. I was watching a video, another content creator, and she put it really well. And that was, I've played this game before. I've played this game before, and it feels like it kind of is just the second one for the sake of being the second one. They've learned a lot of the lessons from the past one, from what I've heard. People are really happy that they've taken that to heart, and they've apparently made a much better game. Yeah. And I'm not trying to say it's a bad game, because I think it was good, but I didn't want to commit to potentially 40 plus hour, 50 plus hour playthrough when the combat just wasn't really hitting on all cylinders like I was hoping it would.
Yeah, because then the only thing that carries the game is the story, and sometimes that's enough. It
can be. Yeah, it can be.
But yeah, it's tough for narrative-driven games these days, where you're like, okay, well, you also have the gameplay has to be fun in between the narrative elements. Like you can't just be.
And there is cool variety because there's a ton of skills and they all come with different bonuses, and you can mix and match. Like if you go into like gun and you go into observation, it will increase your headshot damage, and so you can kind of pair the two and then get like some other skills that will really benefit you. So there is some variance there, which I liked. But like compared to something like Baldur's Gate, right? The writing in Baldur's Gate is phenomenal and the story is phenomenal. But then you have like this really interesting tactical aspect, and there's the strategy and the combat so much more interesting, where I'm like, I really want to find new loot because it will help me in combat. And I wasn't getting that same sort of like, this is really fun moment when I was in combat. If that kind of
that makes sense.
Drawing a parallel.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's tough, man. Games got to hit on so many different fronts for them to be good. You know, if you make story a big component, you're like, well, I can't. You still got to knock it out of the park on your action side, or it's going to suck.
So not even where close to review. I wouldn't feel comfortable even claiming so. But my first impressions were it was okay. I think it'd be a great game to try out on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, then I think it'd be a solid one to try.
And I say it's coming out into a tough market right now, but the market, at least that I'm mostly aware of, is more of a multiplayer market. So since Outer Worlds is like a single player, it might not be going straight up against that stuff. But it's like one of those games that's just not even on my radar because of how much stuff is coming out that looks incredible. You know, I'm like, oh, this and that and this. And then Outer Worlds 2 is like, oh, yeah, I guess I missed that one completely, even though it is essentially a first-person shooter, but a single-player one. And the graphics look good. I'm looking at images of it. It looks very stylized and fun and quirky.
It is a well-made game.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
it's just not one that I wanted to put 40 hours into it. I know that makes it sound like I'm, ripping into it. I'm not. It's just, with so much great content out there, with so many other games, you can be choosy. And I would rather be playing Arc Raiders in a couple of days, or more Battlefield, or other titles.
It is. We're living in a weird time for gamers and game developers, where a game developer can make a really good game and like be unsuccessful. And we're like, why didn't this do good? And it's like, well, because amazing games came out and you're only really good. And that's what we're running into nowadays. And we got the finite time problem of gamers being like, well, I could spend $50 and get a game that's going to keep me entertained for hundreds of hours now. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to buy the best possible game.
Which could be Outer Worlds 2 for them, right? Because the replayability, I could see being quite high with how much dynamic dialogue there is, and your choices seem to matter in the brief amount of time that I played.
Well, and I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time putting the amount of hours I want into the games that I have right now. Like, I still have not fully completed Hades 2, which I want to do. I had to put that on the back burner for Battlefield 6. Yeah. Right. And that now Arc Raiders is coming out, and I know I'm going to want to sink some time into that. And then when I don't play enough Battlefield 6, I'm going to be like, oh, well, now I need to go play some Battlefield 6. And so that's going to take up a lot of my time. And it's a silly problem to have. But it does mean that I am not even going to be looking at other games for a while outside of like kind of my main group that I'm committed to. Yep. But it's good. It's good for gamers. We got a lot of fun stuff. And I think right now I'm just like, I'm enjoying the war. I almost called it Warzone. I'm enjoying RedSec because it's Battlefield Warzone.
Because it kind of is in a way, yeah.
I'm enjoying Battlefield Warzone. I think it's good. It's a fun little time waster. I can't see myself getting overly serious about it in any way whatsoever, but I can absolutely see myself wanting to jump on and play with friends because it is a good time. And now with Arc Raiders dropping, man, I'm excited to get into that one and just see where it goes,
Yep.
Because I haven't really gotten to the end game of Arc Raiders. I know some people
I don't think anyone has.
Well, I know people were killing like the Queen and stuff in one of the play tests, They were like getting everybody together and maxing out all their gear. But, there's some guys that put 100 hours into Arc Raiders somehow.
Yeah, but I'm hopeful that the gear and things that they were using and all that wasn't endgame. I'm hoping that there's something more, right?
Yeah. There's a post talking about weapon balance and stuff that made me feel pretty good, in that they were saying like, you can get this super elite weapon that's like crazy hard to come by. But look at its stats compared to like a fully upgraded base level weapon, and like a level 3 rattler or whatever actually is only slightly worse than this. So like you're still very competitive with cheap gear.
I think it also it'll be interesting to see how they handle it, but there will be weapons that I think will be good for both players and Arc, and there's going to be some that are better against just players, right? Yep. And so if you're going against Arc, you're going to want to bring in the weapon that can actually do some damage. So it may not be able to just absolutely murder someone because it's just that much better, but once you go against an Arc, you're actually going to be able to drop it more consistently.
There's actually a weapon that I was playing with Nick 930 when I got to play some of the new content, and it's like a grenade launcher that does damage to Arc, but it doesn't detonate when it hits people. And
okay.
We didn't
really
read
just
the
an Arc weapon.
Yeah, so we didn't read the fine print on it, and Nick was just like, "Man, I'm not doing anything in this firefight. You guys are gonna have to carry." And then it's like, "Oh, you're using a weapon that literally is doing nothing in the firefight." It's interesting to see, and I'm curious to see how they evolve those weapons. And then of course you've got the Wolf grenade that's designed specifically to kill Arc.
That thing slapped.
Yeah, we took out some leapers with it, which is always fun. But quite excited. I think that's all I want to talk about. I want to get back to some Battlefield. I want to stretch my neck, get ready for some Arc Raiders. Yeah,
good couple of weeks. Should be fun.
I know, man. It's gonna be fun. I'd be curious to hear what people think about the season 1 for Battlefield 6 in the comments as well. Are you guys vibing with it? Is it not what you're hoping for? Just let us know. Keep us posted on what the community thinks. And thank you guys for dropping by the podcast. Of course, you can support us further on Patreon if you would like to. But regardless of that, Matt is always going to leave you with some helpful advice. Take it away, Matt.
So my helpful advice is a two-parter. First one, drink more water. You don't drink enough water. Trust me, you don't. The second one, Arc Raiders. This is a very, very important life lesson. If you're struggling, find yourself a Stitcher. Put a nice extended mag on that sucker and go to town. That thing absolutely rips up close. Yeah, I think people are sleeping on that sucker. If you are having a hard time in close quarter combat, try that guy out. You're gonna be happy.
Yep. It's cheap to upgrade too. You can both get an extended mag or just upgrade the base weapon, whatever you got resources for, and all of a sudden it turns into a powerful little gun, which I was using to kill people that had like epic gear on them, and I was like, whoa, I'll take your volcano shotgun, thank you.
It doesn't do like any damage against Arc, so just a heads up. But if it does feel like an equalizer weapon, where it does matter what they have, what you're going against, but if you can get up close and you got some good aim, you can do very well.
I don't know if this is still the way it works, but a good rule of thumb used to be like heavy rounds weapons would do great damage against Arc, and then light round weapons would do very little damage against Arc.
Yep, I think you're right.
Yeah. So unless they change that I think that's still how it works.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy Arc Raiders if you're going to play it, or Battlefield 6. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Take care.